Hey guys, welcome back. Brad here. So I want to talk today about the big picture of what's happening in the stock market. There is something pretty amazing happening right now if you're paying attention. There's a massive transfer of wealth happening in the stock market. This sign of disturbance, this crash that we've been having, the beginning of a crash that we've been having over the last few weeks, is unlike anything I've ever seen before, right? Now, there's a lot of people who are fearful. Obviously, the reason the stock market goes down is because there are more sellers than buyers. People want out. They're afraid things are just going to keep on going down. The way that I'm looking at this is, with the coronavirus, the oil prices, there are definitely things that are affecting the market. There are things that are affecting businesses. It's a bleak kind of near-term picture, what's happening on several different fronts. But the way I see it, when things like this happen, people look at it with blinders on, like, oh, this is the only thing. This is going to dominate the economy for years and years and years, right? And the reality of the situation is, we're going to get through this. There are going to be sunny days in the near future. We're going to be fine as a country. Our economy is going to bounce back from this. And so when you look at what's happening in the market with that kind of framework, it's an exciting time to be an investor, because the reality of the situation is that businesses that used to be expensive are on sale. And that's really what stocks are. They're partial ownerships of a business, right? And so when the market is tanking, that is actually the best time to become part owner of a business, to increase your ownership stake in a business, especially if you believe that we're going to bounce back. The economy is going to recover. America is going to recover from what's happening now. And, the truth is, if it doesn't, to be honest, the numbers in your bank account probably don't matter that much. Like, if everything goes to hell, it's not going to matter if you sell now or you sell a year from now. Like, we're going to be in some deep trouble. And obviously, I don't think that's going to happen. I think we're going to bounce back. And so this is a fantastic opportunity to look with a rational mind at, okay, what businesses do I want to own? And at what prices do I want to own them? The market rallied today. It's Friday. And I definitely don't think we're in the clear looking at the trajectory of what's happening with the coronavirus. I think, there's going to be hard times ahead. I think we're still early on in the stock market tumble. So I think it's a great time both to look at what you want to own and at what price it's a compelling investment. And then the other things I'm doing, and I highly recommend you do, is find cash. Figure out how to have more money that you can put into these ownership stakes in whatever business you want to own. So find cash. Reduce your expenses. Now is a great time to tighten the belt, to figure out, okay, this month, how can I reduce my spending as much as possible? What meals can I cook at home, instead of eating out, for example? Really, how can I tighten my budget so that the proportion of my income that I can put towards my investments in this fantastic time to be contributing to my investments in the stock market, how do I maximize that? How do I squeeze the most out of that? So the first part of that is reduce your spending as much as possible. Another thing to do is how can I increase my income, right? There's two components, in terms of how much money I can invest. I can reduce my expenses, right? So I have more to put into my investments, or I can increase the size of the pie by boosting my income. And then, if my expenses are the same, I can still put more money into my investments. Ideally, I kind of work with both of those to maximize what I can invest. But, ways to boost your income. Find a side hustle, right? Say you've got a 9-to-5 job, figure out, what you can do in the evenings or the mornings or the weekends to bring in some extra income. You can look at TaskRabbit, which is part of the gig economy. Get hired for odd jobs. You can look at Fiverr. Take a look at your skill set. Take a look at, what you can do today in the gig economy, in the sharing economy to boost your income, and then seize on those opportunities. You can still sell stuff that you don't need. We all have stuff laying around that we don't use, that we don't really need. Get on Craigslist, get on Facebook Marketplace, hustle, sell that stuff, see what you can generate from stuff laying around. Another thing, make videos. So people might think YouTube is saturated, like, oh, YouTube's been going for, however long, however many years. Like it's really hard to make a name for yourself on YouTube today because of how mature the platform is. But guys, there are still so many more people who consume content than who actually create content. So it is not too late to start making videos where you can build an audience, where you can potentially make money through ads. That's what I'm doing. I mean, I got into making videos a couple of years ago about real estate and investing, and I got away from it. I figured, it's a lot of work. I think I'm just gonna kind of shift my focus, and now I'm coming back to it. Imagine where I'd be if I had stuck with it for that year and a half that I didn't make any videos. But I'm looking at it with the mindset of, all right, there's things I'm interested in. I'm really interested in investing. I feel like I have learned some things along the way that I can share with you guys to help you become better investors. It's fun for me. I'm curious where this is going to go, what we're going to talk about in the comments, maybe do some YouTube live, do some real-time Q&A with you guys. So I don't know, it's a passion of mine. It's something I'm really interested in. So I highly encourage you, figure out what you're passionate about, like where you spend your time, what you're excited about, and just start making videos about that. Put them out there to the world and see what comes of it. You have no idea what's going to come of it. But I guarantee you this, it's not going to be a total loss, okay? Throughout the course of making videos, putting out content, getting feedback, you're going to learn some things. You're going to learn some things about yourself. You might learn, you want to go in directions that you never thought you might want to go in. You're going to meet people that you may have never met if you hadn't put yourself out there and, made videos. So I highly encourage you, if that's something you're interested in, start putting out videos on YouTube. Be a content creator instead of just a content consumer. So that's some things that you might find a very productive use of your time at this stage and what's happening in the stock market to boost your income, to boost your the money that you can plow into businesses as they go on sale. Something not to do, I highly recommend you do not borrow money to invest. Now, there's a temptation. You look at the stock market tumbling, right? And you think, well, you might not think this, but savvy investors look at that market situation and they see, oh, this is an opportunity. This is an opportunity to buy when other people are fearful, when prices are depressed. This is a great time to buy. But the problem with borrowing money, taking on debt to invest, is we don't know how quickly the market is going to bounce back, right? There's a lot of unknowns. We know in the long term that it's very likely the market will bounce back, and investments that we make now in companies that can be bought at bargain prices are going to do very well, okay? I'm pretty confident about that. We don't know how long it's going to take to unfold. So if you're borrowing money and your investments take a while to bounce back, maybe they go down more first, it's going to be a very uncomfortable situation. Now you have that time pressure of needing your investments to perform well in the short term, which is a really bad recipe in investing. So that's one thing I recommend not to do. You know, squeeze everything you can out of having cash today, from reducing your expenses, from increasing your income. I do not recommend looking at 0% APR credit card offers, you know, refinancing the mortgage on your house, borrowing on margin with your investing account. I highly recommend you guys stay away from those things. But yeah, that's all I wanted to share today. Just some ideas about how to put yourself in the best position as the stock market goes down, as these bargains, these incredible bargains, these generational, you know, once in a generation opportunities happen in the stock market. So that's all I want to say, guys. Let me know what you think of this down in the comments. Let me know what you're doing to free up cash to invest at this really wild time in the history of the stock market. And yeah, I'll also be posting videos about companies that I think are really compelling as, you know, the market conditions change over the next couple weeks. So keep an eye on that as well. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of that content. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next video.